Because Jamie must have been really impressed by Chelsea's overall defensive performance as well to limit Liverpool to what's it, just one shot on target tonight?
Yeah, well, I said it was a toss-up between the two players. It wasn't so much the defending, really. It was more Christensen. I felt he was taking the ball and he was playing out from the back and being really brave against, one of the best pressing teams we know in the Premier League in Europe. And I thought he was really brave, as I said, in taking that responsibility. And also, every time Liverpool attacked or put a cross in, I felt he'd got his head on the end of it. And I think it was a couple of times he was in a race with Mane and come out on top. So that just pushed me towards Christensen.
What else impressed you about Chelsea tonight, Jamie?
They looked a real top outfit. They really did. It was almost like a European team coming to Anfield. I've played in games like that myself, where you think you're going to get after a team and they just make so many passes and everyone's short. That's what it felt like tonight watching Liverpool. You can maybe criticise Liverpool's press or look at Chelsea's quality. I mean, I'd look at Chelsea's quality, and very rarely did the Liverpool player really get someone and nick that ball off them and put them in any kind of real trouble. So very brave of Thomas Tuchel to come here and play like that. That's his way of playing. He's not going to change. I said that before the game. He's had some tough games here himself, so he knows what it's like coming to certainly play against this Jurgen Klopp Liverpool. He's been here, I think, and lost with PSG and with Borussia Dortmund. So he certainly didn't change his game plan, and his players were very brave. And as I said, his big decision was playing Timo Werner as a centre forward for the first time since he's took the job, and it paid dividends.
I agree with Carragher. I think when I look at that Chelsea side, I think one of the change that he's made that certainly helped is going to a back three. And when I think about Chelsea, the last time they won the league under Antonio Conte, they played a back three, and it really worked for them. The players knew the system inside out, and it seems to work with what they've got. Christensen in the middle of that back three, and if it's not him, it's Thiago Silva. It seems to have helped getting Rudiger in the side, and Azpilicueta, who played in that Conte team. In midfield, they've got the right system and shape, and they can tweak because of their pace. If they want to go direct, they can play as Giroud. So I think he's identified. Going forward, I'll be interested, Karen. You might notice with Tuchel, he might look at it, go to a 4, but I think he felt the best way to get results with this team straight away was that back three.
Yeah, I don't think he's a manager right throughout his career who's stuck to a certain way, really, in terms of how his team's set up. So he's almost adapted to what he's got there. And I always think that's great management. It will be really interesting next season whether he does stick with that and when he brings his own players in and what he does. But as I said, he's known as a manager who tinkers a lot with the system. But he hasn't tinkered too much with the system since he's come to Chelsea. From day one, I think, can't think off the top of my head what the first game was. But they were... Who was it? Wolves, that was it, yeah. And, he got a little bit of criticism on the back of that game. Didn't create too much, but they are a team who really good in possession, very strong defensively. And yes, they want to score more goals, but to come to Anfield, certainly in that first half, they had one big chance with Timo Werner, obviously Mason Mount. They were unlucky with the disallowed goal. And even second half, they still had those dangerous moments when I think Chilwell a couple of times was crossing from really dangerous positions, and even Liverpool didn't create those situations too much in the second half. So I'd say it was an all-round performance really with and without the ball.